So think about the basic concept of getting on an airline flight, right? You go on the flight. The first thing that happens, you get to the airport. You get an anal probe from the TSA as soon as you get to the airport. You get to the gate, and turns out the gate's been changed. No one told you. You get to the airport, or you get to the gate. Turns out the plane has been changed. Now instead of sitting in seat 12B, you're now sitting in seat 34F in the back. They have no blankets, despite the fact that it's freezing. There is no, the only thing you can buy is food. They charge you for it. You're an hour delayed. You're an hour arrival delayed on takeoff, and you're just pretty miserable. That is a pretty standard experience today in the world of air travel. Now, imagine if you didn't get anal probe by the TSA, and imagine if your flight was on time and your seat was the one you chose. You'd be happy. To create a zombie loyalist, I'm not asking people to be amazing and great. I'm simply asking them to be one level above crap. Because if we expect to be treated like crap, all you really have to do is just go one level above that, and you will really just change the world of how a customer sees you. I don't think there's any doubt we have. The only new phenomenon about it is that for the first time ever, it's much, much easier to share exactly how crappy we've been treated. Well, it's not even so much what you'd say to them, it's what you do as you were being treated badly. You would jump onto Twitter. You would complain on Facebook. You would post online. You would see if they responded to you. 50 years ago, if you wanted to change your bank because you had a miserable banking experience, it took 3 weeks. If you were a woman, forget it. You had to bring in your husband. Today, you can go online and change your banks in 2 to 3 clicks. So businesses have to understand that the concept of creating a zombie loyalist, that creating great customer service starts with the customer you have. Using the customers you have will get you the customers you want. Too many times, companies worry about getting new customers, and they don't focus enough on the customers they already have. Well, I think the best thing to do is not have to have that outrage in the first place. And the way to do that is simply be a little bit better than you were in the past. If you still have a problem, if the customer still has a problem, then you better need to respond to that. If you don't, you're going to lose that customer. Yeah, a lot of what I teach something called their day-long mastermind seminars, where we work with companies, teaching them the best way to sort of break out of the creative rut they're in and learn how to be better businesses to their customers. And we're doing one in New York on January 17th, another one in Denver on the 19th, and one in Colorado, one in Raleigh, in Vegas, Portland, Seattle, LA, San Francisco, all over the country. You can find more information on that at shankminds.com. Well, we did an audit for an airport, and we increased revenues at all of the airport stores by 22%, and revenue by 11%, and tips by 22%. So, for me, there are tons of customer service people running around outside giving seminars. There are tons of customer service people running around giving speeches. None of them that I'm aware of have ever actually started and sold a company. I started and sold a company, productized it, and sold it for quite a lot of money that worked entirely with customers. When I sold it, we had 250,000 customers using my service every single day. So that was sort of, it's sort of like you can hire anyone or you can hire the person that's actually done it. Well, think about an insurance company. You have an insurance company who, you only call them when you've had a problem. So you have a problem, and if they're giving you crap service, the last thing you want is to deal with that. You've already been through a traumatic time with whatever just happened. Your accident, your fire. Now you have to deal with fighting them. There are insurance companies out there who understand that and who will show up on site with a check. And that's really all you want. You want to be able to restart your life. Well, it depends on where you've complained. If you've complained online, you might want to consider writing a letter to the state attorney general. They take those things very seriously. I've seen people do that with airlines in the past. I've seen people do that with specific businesses. Usually if you can find the manager or the CEO, they're human beings and they will understand that if you can talk to them as such.